Are you ever stuck knowing how to handle a tantrum with your toddler? If so, stay tuned. I'm going to address 3 phases that you'll need to go through to have an appropriate response to your toddler so that you don't encourage whining. I'm Teresa Elling of The Peaceful Home, and today I was filming for Vlogtober Day 8, and it doesn't get more real than this. I interviewed my daughter, who has 2 small children, and in the course of about 15 minutes of filming, my grandson was playing with pots and pans that were so loud we couldn't hear ourselves. We had to cut. And then, as he was playing with other toys, he still found the pots and pans again. We had to cut again. Then, when we thought we were filming, my daughter actually didn't turn on the camera, and we missed a whole bunch of footage, almost the whole rest of our conversation. We started up again. My daughter took a cup of coffee from my grandson, and he had a little tantrum on camera, which you will see. And then after that, my granddaughter, who's 7 weeks, ended up filling her diaper, having it all up the back, leaked all over my shirt and pants. It was pretty comical. So there's actually maybe 5 to 8 minutes of a video on tantrums, and then at the end is all the bloopers. So if you want to see the reality of an afternoon with toddlers, you should watch it. Also, do not miss at the end, I summarize the 3 phases, and I have slides for those for review. Hi, and welcome to The Peaceful Home. I'm Teresa Elling. I'm a parenting coach, and I've taught parenting classes for over 15 years. I don't even remember how many now, but it's something I love to do. And my daughter Joanna is with me today. This is Vlogtober Day 8, and she was asking me some questions yesterday about her toddler, who is 18 months. Almost 18 months. And also, this is Amelia. She's 7 weeks. And the questions were just so aligned with what I hear so often that I asked her if we could just sit down and chat about it. So why don't you go ahead and tell me and our viewer what you were talking about with me yesterday.
Yeah, so my son Nehemiah is 17 months old right now, and we've been working on incorporating different things into his vocabulary and the way he communicates. So he's learned several small words, and as well as doing a lot of sign language. So the things he probably says the most often right now are out, to go outside, up when he wants to be with me, and he does food please when he's hungry, or he just points to the fridge. So we've really enjoyed him learning to communicate. It's very helpful that we know what he wants to do. And for the longest time, because we've been trying to teach him the signs, trying to be consistent, we would reward every single time that he would ask for more, every single time that he would say he wanted to go outside. And we wanted to just get that cemented in his brain. Now he knows them, but that's my coffee, buddy. Thank you. Yum, 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 yum. So this is a perfect example. Bubba, that's how he says that he wants something to drink. He wants what I have, and normally I would reward it. He's not actually drinking it right now. He's just sucking on the side. But lately what's been happening is when I take whatever it is away, or I don't give it to him right away, he throws a fit. We can see if he does it.
Yeah.
No. All done.
There we go.
On camera.
Okay, so you do whatever you need to do with him, and I'll talk about this.
Okay. We're gonna go on a walk.
Okay. There's 3 phases of kind of this process of teaching your child not to whine. So phase 1 is you have a baby who cries when they're hungry and cries when they need a diaper change. And that is the way God designed us, and so that is how you meet your child's needs, and it's amazing. And so this main way of communicating, works its way up until you have a 1-year-old, about anywhere from 1 to 18 months, right in there. And in this case, where Nehemiah has learned sign language, and that's been reinforced by when he says more, he gets more. When he signs out, they go out. And that's how he's learned it. And that is training. That is positive training, intentional training. I do have a video on intentional versus negative training. If you haven't seen that, I highly encourage you to watch it so that you can really understand the concepts. So negative training would be then he has learned these signs, and now every time I sign out, I get to go out. And they begin to be demanding. And if you say no, they're going to have a tantrum. So like we just saw. So now you're going into phase 2. You're starting to see that this is kind of changing your child's behavior into something negative. So what you want to do now is focus on distraction. This is where distraction comes in really handy. So in this case, Joanna just took him off to find something else to play with. And that works really great. It's not a time to discipline your child, to spank them or scold them and tell them no. They learn pretty much by immediate consequences. And so being able to just take them off and distract them gets them away from whatever was going on, whatever they weren't able to have. So let's say that he's signing for pretzels, and you give him some, and he signs for more, but they're either all gone or you don't want him to have any more, and you say no more, all gone, and they have a meltdown. You basically can say, you can't have pretzels, but let's go read a book together. Or you can't have pretzels, but let's go outside for a walk. And you use a distraction to move them forward. Works great. Now, moving into stage 3 is where you begin to see that nothing is really working as far as a distraction. So, no more pretzels, tantrum, crying. Let's go outside. Tantrum, pointing inside. You come inside, offer them a drink. They're still crying. They're still having a tantrum. You're offering all the things, and all of a sudden, you turn on the TV and they're good. And for most parents, what they learn, the way they're trained by their child, is very quickly, oh, they want a sweet treat, they want the TV on, they want a screen, whatever it is. And now your child has learned that if they continue having tantrums, they will eventually get what they want. So, welcome back. Good job getting a distraction. So I hope you're kind of starting to see that. When you get to that 3rd phase, you want to stop distractions, or you offer one thing. So now it's no more pretzels. They're having a tantrum and screaming. I would just pick up my child and say, no fussing. And I would walk around going about my business, carrying my child. So we're connected. I'm holding you. I'm not scolding you. I'm not pushing you away. But I'm also not going to give you a bunch of choices of other things you can have to reward your fussiness or your whining. So I'm just going to move about the house, doing things, putting away laundry, getting myself a drink, whatever it is, until they calm down. If they're really upset, make sure that you're holding them, loving on them, but don't offer distractions. At this point, you are going to put an end to offering distractions, because what it does, they really become choices. And you're offering your child choices that they say no to by continuing to whine, or yes to, and it's up to you now to continue to offer things until they're happy. And we don't want to get to that point. So that's when you are done with distractions, and you just move on to, we never get anything from whining, or no more fussing, and you stay connected, happy, and you move on until they are calm.
So if you had to break down those 3 stages into a specific age, I know that every kid is different, but just so we can, because I didn't prepare for this ahead of time.
Okay.
And it would be nice kind of going into stage 3 to keep an eye out for when that behavior begins to develop into the being demanding.
So we ended up with a diaper leakage situation with the baby. So Joanna is going to deal with that. And she left off with asking her question about ages. And I will give you some approximates, but what you're really looking for is cues in your child's behavior. So, you know, when your baby is crying and needs to be fed, you're going to immediately reinforce that supposed negative behavior. You're going to reinforce that because that's how your child communicates. But as soon as you notice that they are starting to have mild tantrums or screaming because they're not getting what they want, you're into phase 2. And that's the point where you're going to begin distractions. You're going to say, no more pretzels, but let's go read a book. So that's when you do that. And I would guess that to be somewhere around a year, approximately. Going into the next stage, that's when you're going to notice you try a distraction and they continue to be whiny or have a tantrum. And what's happening there is they are looking for you to offer multiple choices. And so once you're in that phase, that could be anywhere from 1 to 2 years, maybe 18 months to 2. And that's where you want to stop rewarding that whining with multiple choices. You just want to say, no, we're all done, no more whining. Or no fussing, and I just scoop them in my arms and walk away, and I begin doing things around the house, like I said. Hi, buddy. Oh, thank you. Good job on the banana. So I hope that's clear. We obviously had a lot of distractions. Yes? Would you? Oh, please, would you like it back? So he's trying to communicate. What would you like? More? Do you want to finish it? Oh, we couldn't get to that last bit. There we go. So he needed help all along, and Grammy didn't get that. I hope that this helps a little bit with just that basic thing of child's tantrums and when to distract and when to move away from distractions. There will be more training videos ahead. If you're new here, I would love it if you would subscribe. We talk about all things home and family. Thank you so much for joining me on The Peaceful Home, and the very best to your family. People talk about distractions, and if they're used in the right way, they're great. If they're used in the wrong way, you just continue down the path of negative training.
Let's do a pause, and I'll get him a less noisy.
We did a quick pause since he was playing with pots and pans. It was a little noisy. So we have softer toys now. So moving into stage 2, for example, he wants more food. And you know, you're done. You're done with snack time. He's had enough pretzels, and you're moving on. Oh, I thought you moved those out of the way so you could get them.
I did too.
Approximate ages, but really what you're looking for is cues with your child. As soon as you're seeing negative behavior. Oh gosh, she just peed and pooped all over me.
Do you want to finish? Bloopers?
I don't mind. Just re-ask the question.
Okay. So,
Gotten what they wanted. You want to take her up?
you might be able to just come in later and be like, the baby started to get
diaper. Good
fussy,
idea.
that kind of thing.
Yep.
But
I'll
I
finish
mean,
it.
the fact that he actually did what we were talking about
That's
is
pretty
pretty
funny.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take her to the house
buddy.
and change her.
Although, was that the footage we missed?
No, that's the
It was the
footage we
second
got.
footage. Oh, good.
Mine.
Par for the course. Okay, I'm still filming, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to
Can
keep
you
going.
Maya, maybe put Maya
Sure.
on your lap to cover the pea stain?
Yeah,
She's happy
I
with
think
the
I'm good.
banana.